Hi, my friends. I know a lot of you are really struggling right now. The last couple of weeks have been incredibly challenging. Um, there is a lot of planetary things going on right now. And I know I did a video about this the other day, but there's a few other things that I wanted to mention. I have talked to some more people since then who have said that they're, like, what is this? Why, having such a hard time. And here's the thing. When we go through, what they usually call ascension symptoms, what's happening is it is either drawing attention specifically to something you need to look at and process and work through, or sometimes you won't necessarily know what it's about, but what's happening is you are processing and you are purging and you are releasing. Now, when you experience a trauma, it's obviously very difficult. It's hard on, it can be hard on you physically and mentally and emotionally. And healing is very messy. It can be very messy, and it's not an easy thing. And you have to remember that if you're healing from a trauma or a particular thing that you're releasing, it didn't feel good when it happened. It's not going to feel all good when you're working through it. You do come out the other side. Okay. You do feel better. You do change. You do release. You do process. But that's sometimes why, if you have a day where you're just like, man, I cried all day. Crying is an excellent release. And the thing to remember is too, is, well, usually when these things happen, everybody's going through it. You might have similar but somewhat different symptoms because each of our lives, each of our traumas are unique to us. The experience isn't going to be exactly the same for each of us. And sometimes you might be having a really hard time and say, your person or your friend or your dear friend over here is doing okay. That doesn't mean anything necessarily. We all have to process our own things, and it's in our own time. So while you might be having similar experiences to other people, it's not exactly going to be the same. As I said before, I've talked to people who have been experiencing depression, anxiety. You may also be working through things. It's almost like sometimes there's these periods, and I feel like this is happening for people right now, where you're literally questioning everything about your life. Every relationship, is this the job I want to be doing? Is this the work I want to be doing? And it's not necessarily that it's not. It's almost like it's forcing you to examine where you're at, review everything, and see where you maybe need to tweak things, or you maybe need to make adjustments in relationships, or maybe let some relationships or friendships go. A lot of times, if we don't do that, even if it's, say it's your best friend, and you've been best friends for a really long time, and then you're finding that you're not in the same, it's almost like you're just not in the same connection anymore. Like, it's not, you can feel that it's different. And I'm not saying you have to stop, necessarily being friends. You might just drift apart naturally. But sometimes it's for your highest good. And it doesn't mean that they're bad people. It doesn't necessarily even mean that they're toxic. we're all on our own journeys, so it's going to vary from person to person. And I know it's really hard. I know it's really hard to let go of people, especially when they're so incredibly close to you. I mean, I've done it myself several times. It's so I'm well aware how difficult it is. But I hope that you can remember that it doesn't necessarily, I know it's painful and I know it really hurts, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It might it might be something that has to be moved out of your way in order for you to reach your highest potential. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.